Good afternoon, welcome along to this Community Elements show, and we begin as always with Brian's good news. Hello Brian, how are you?
I am very well, Rob. How are you?
Good, thanks, and
excellent.
We've got a tune-in success to come first of all.
Indeed. School pupils are hoping a video of them performing to a well-known song from a film will go viral. The youngsters from Orchard Brae School in Northfield recorded themselves performing the Toy Story theme You've Got a Friend in Me in Makaton. Makaton is a system of signs combined with the vocal cues that helps communication. The pupils, all of whom have complex needs, are hoping more than 80,000 people will watch the video on their Facebook page, eclipsing the last attempt they made. Karen Gebby Smith, head of primary at the school, said, "This is our second video and it's very much about promoting our children's abilities. The Makaton Choir is across our whole age range from primary 1 through to secondary 6. It's about promoting their abilities in communicating in a group, working together, taking turns and having fun." The last video of the choir saw the children perform the S Club 7 song Reach for the Stars. Karen said they did a video prior to this and when we put it on Facebook it went all over the world. It was incredible. Social media for our kids, despite the fact they do have very complicated additional support needs, is very important because it teaches them about technology. It's also very exciting for them to see a finished piece of work they're starring in. And the fact it's been shared by other people and they're making comments about how good it is and how inspirational they are, they not only inspire themselves, but it inspires our staff who work with them as well. Part of the work the school has been doing on a regular basis is increasing the awareness of complex support needs in the local community, something Karen thinks these videos go a long way to achieving. As of yesterday, the video shared through Facebook by the school has been viewed more than 24,000 times. Karen said the performances, as well as the attention that has come with them, has worked wonders for the youngsters. She said, "We've got children that would never have stood up. There's no way we could have got them into the music hall to present anything. So it's about practicing these skills in small groups. We have a karaoke every 3 weeks as well in front of an audience. It's about using those skills, building on them and developing self-esteem and confidence. Many of the kids have autism, so to be in that type of environment is really difficult. But that's what being a part of this choir is about." The confidence these performances foster was on display at a recent carol concert. Karen said, "We had one lad who was on stage at the Northfield ASG carol concert last year and he stood at the back out of everyone's way. But this year he was right up at the front and waving to everyone. It was really brilliant to see." To watch the video, visit bit.ly/2HISQZQ. Families are being urged to open their homes and hearts to child victims of Chernobyl's nuclear disaster. Chernobyl Children's Lifeline has been taking in youngsters from Belarus, which received over 70% of the radioactive fallout from the explosion in April 1986. As a result, every year thousands of children are born with or go on to develop thyroid cancer, bone cancer and leukemia. Sandra Wisley from Kirkton-of-Skene is the chairwoman of the North East branch and has taken part for the last 7 years. She's now making a public appeal for families to come forward and take in a pair of children for 3 weeks in the summer. Sandra said, "Right now it's only my husband and I who are taking in 2 girls. We need a minimum of 3 families to come forward to go ahead. We'll also need to fundraise for their flights and activities. Over the last 7 years, I've managed to host 14 lovely little girls, and they are so appreciative of everything. Their families back home are also very grateful. It is such a rewarding thing to get involved with. It gives them a break and a health boost, being away from the radiation. There's a spike of cancer before puberty, and those 3 weeks they're with us gives them a chance to recuperate a bit. Sandra, 60, first got involved after coming across a notice in the Evening Express and thought it was a great way to give back. The children, aged 8 to 12, take part in recreational activities in the city and Aberdeenshire. In the past, they have been offered free passes to Codonis, Transition Extreme and Crathes Castle. Sandra said local businesses have been very supportive over the years. However, she is appealing for organisations to come forward once again to help sponsor trips or meals. She added, "We are still in contact with some of the girls we've hosted. They're now 17 and we still hear from them. They bring very little with them in their luggage, but what they do bring is a present to show their thanks. This is a very rewarding experience for anyone wishing to get involved. For more information, contact Sandra or Andy on Facebook. Chernobyl Children's Lifeline, Aberdeen City and Shire. Email wisleys@hotmail.co.uk or telephone on 01224 742 660. Bosses of an innovative new food initiative hope it can eventually expand across the city. The Woodside Pantry, due to open to the public next Monday, offers a new way for people in financial trouble to get food. Led by Community Food Initiatives North East, CFINE, the pantry offers an innovative subscription service to members and is the first of its kind to exist in Scotland. An annual subscription fee of £3 and a £2.50 supplement before every visit entitles members to take 10 items of their choice, including up to 3 exclusive items. Dave Simmers, the CEO of CFINE, hopes that if the scheme is successful, it can be rolled out to other regeneration areas across the city. Plans have also been hatched to create a pantry and clothes shop at the charity's Poynanook Road headquarters. Mr. Simmers said the Woodside Pantry is the first in Scotland, but we're speaking with the Scottish Government and with Aberdeen City Council about investment to firstly establish a pantry at our premises along with the clothes store. Then what we want to do is to establish a network of community pantries across the cities. Mr. Simmers said, "Our food bank is up to more than 100 parcels daily, Monday to Friday. The pantry is a way for people to access affordable food, but they're paying for it." Claire White is a support worker at Fersands and Fountain Community Project and also a partner in the charity with CFINE. She said, "CFINE approached us with the concept. I think it was a brilliant idea." Claire agreed with Mr. Simmers that the pantry model is one that could spread beyond the boundaries of Woodside. She said, CFINE want to roll several of these out across the city, so we're really just the guinea pigs here. They're hoping to reach out to every regeneration area, or at least most of them in the city, over the next few years. This is just the start of something that is going to be much bigger in Aberdeen and hopefully across the country since we get this up. A woman who woke up in the middle of the night having lost the ability to move and speak today told how she got her life back through fitness. Fiona Halliday, 63, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2006, but around 3 years ago she woke up during the night and found she was unable to get out of bed. She said, "It was petrifying. I woke up and wanted to stand up from my bed and I couldn't. I couldn't walk or speak, so I went to ARI and the doctors could tell something was not right." Fiona said doctors admitted her for a brain scan, thinking she had suffered a stroke. She added, "I had all the symptoms. The left side of my face was dropped and I couldn't walk." After multiple tests, the doctors told Fiona and her family she had developed a very rare form of MS called tumefactive MS. The condition causes all the symptoms of a stroke and Fiona now has a non-life-threatening brain tumour. Fiona said, "It was very scary because we didn't know what it was for a long time. I wasn't able to hold myself up. I had trouble balancing when I would try to walk. I couldn't even hold a spoon to feed myself. It was awful. Before the incident, Fiona was a fitness instructor, and the condition temporarily took this away. But now, with time, it has been a major motivation for getting her back on her feet. Supported by her 2 children, David and Gemma, and her husband David, Fiona was on the road to recovery. She said, "For me, the biggest thing in my life was the gym, and I had that taken away from me. Fitness had always been my passion, and I knew I had to get back to it. The doctor sent me home with 2 Zimmers and walking sticks. Determined not to use them, Fiona started walking every day for 10 minutes to build up her strength. With the help of doctors, neurological, occupational therapists, speech therapists, and a personal trainer, Fiona has made major strides in her balance, walking, and coordination. A year ago, she was able to join the unit gym at Bankery, where personal trainers help her to train. It has taken me 3 years to get here, and the journey felt like a long one," she said, "but it's a big difference from 3 years ago, and I even just got back my driving licence. I was down and picked myself back up." Fiona continues to struggle with her speech because of the mass pressing on her brain, but will not be discouraged. She said, "Everyone can do something to better themselves, even if you're diagnosed with a horrible condition. You shouldn't give up." Now she hopes to give back to the charity MS Society, which was there for her during the difficult times. Fiona will be taking on the zipline challenge of 230 metres through trees in Crieff, near Perth. To donate to Fiona's cause, visit bit.ly/2B9AHF6. Now, this story about Fiona showing her real courage and determination to get better and that reminds me of a very important scripture which is taken from John chapter 16 and verse 33. "These things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." Just as Fiona has very much overcome the problems that she faced.
Amen. Excellent. Yes, and very much an overcoming scripture and very much an overcoming story about this lady Fiona. And indeed, even the first story, Brian, that you had about the Makaton children overcoming their situation to do something some of them had never done before, to be able to produce a song, to give themselves and the staff a lot more confidence and give something, indeed, a lot of joy to other people.
To many other people that they have performed in front of, who are amazed at the progress that has been made by these children. So the children themselves, of course, are very, very much lifted up by this, aren't they? I liked especially that little bit about the wee lad who stood at the back at a concert because he just didn't want to face people. Then the next year, wow, he's at the front and
cheering everyone on.
Exactly. It's tremendous, that, isn't it?
And then there's the people who are giving an opportunity for the children from Belarus to come and to have 3 weeks away from the radiation, 3 weeks of respite, and to be able to give them an opportunity to see something of this wonderful place of Scotland.
This is true. And they probably think that their own home is wonderful as well. But really the encouragement that they are receiving from families in this country is lifting them up tremendously. And all they do is they bring a gift, and I'm sure that there is real love in that gift that they're giving over to the couples and that. But everyone is gaining in this. In the families that are looking after them, they are lifted up just as much as the children are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very encouraging, even because it said even after several years, they still hear from the girls that have been looking after. And that shows their real appreciation, deep appreciation. I'm very impressed with that.
Well, certainly. So definitely get in contact if you're interested in getting involved and hosting any of these children. Then we'll put that one up. And then it's good to see how Seafine is developing by the way of the setting up of community pantries all across the area anyway. So that's really good. And again, we'll be following that one. And then on to the story of Fiona, the last story.
Oh yes, I found it. Yes, I mean, Fiona has really gone through it. Most people, when they suffer as much as she has done, a lot of people tend to resign themselves to it and say, oh, well, okay, and give up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really fight it. But here is a brilliant description of how one can fight and one should fight to overcome any problems, because there is normally a way out, and she has found the way out.
Well, she's found the way out, but I mean, it does help a lot, the fact that she was previously a fitness instructor.
Of course.
I think if she hadn't been, she probably may not have had that drive in the same way.
True.
To get up and go and make a real go of it. But in fact, it was just saying that friends would tell her that, friends even telling her that if she went back, what a negative thing to say.
I know, she would die.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't include that in the report.
No, I know.
Noticed.
I was reading through as you were reading. I thought, but in actual fact, it's actually helped her a great deal in going up. So
it was a real spur.
Yes. So we'll make sure that people are able to pick up on some of these as when we put the report out tomorrow.
Very good, excellent.
Anyway, this is a Thursday that we're recording this on, and Brian has been very busy finding these good news stories. So dare I ask how many good news stories you're up to in the last few years?
Oh, 400 or 500?
Or more, I should think.
Oh, it probably is more, yeah. Because I used to do almost 10.
You used to do 10, sometimes even 11.
Occasionally, yes. So, okay, we'll say about 500. Yeah. I don't remember all of them, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to. Anyway.
But there have been several that are really outstanding. And, I pick out my favourite 10 for the year, and there's a very good chance that Fiona's one will be included this year.
Yeah.
Because I am certainly impressed here. But to an extent, I am impressed with everyone that I include, or I wouldn't be including them.
Indeed. But another time, we would love it if you, the listeners, would help us and help to choose some of Brian's good news stories. What we could do is Brian gets things down to 40 stories, and you, the listener, get to choose out of 40 and bring it down to 10.
That sounds excellent.
Does that seem a better idea?
It does, actually. It was, I know last year when I had to spend hours searching for them, and I separated out the really what I thought were outstanding ones, and I got it down to 28. I thought, how on earth am I going to get it down to 10? Okay, I did, but I would like to have the help.
It would be good, and we would love it if people would get in contact with us, particularly if they have a real heart to help.
That's right.
And a real heart to actually take this station forward and make it even more relevant to listeners across the north of Scotland and indeed beyond. Now, you'll be able to hear this community element once again, always on Saturdays and Sundays, midday, and also during the week as part of the community best programs, and then also on our podcast. And you can pick that up on our website. And Brian's good news is mentioned there. Right, Brian, can I finish off by getting you to read the scripture through?
Yes, indeed. From John chapter 16, verse 33, which says, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." That's Jesus speaking.
Yes. Excellent, Brian. Once again, can I thank you very much, and we'll
My
look
pleasure.
forward to seeing you next week at the same time.